going on today, guys? Welcome back or to the channel. Earlier I just wrapped up the last video that I posted for the Subaru. I do want to start pulling stuff off the Cummins here. That way it's just I'm kind of started on getting ready to get the motor pulled out of it. I don't know what I'm gonna get to tonight. It'll probably just be some front clip stuff, so the bumper will come out, the cross member, maybe radiator. I don't know if I want to get into all that just yet tonight. The AC condenser, the transcooler, just little stuff like that. Pretty much just have the front end wide open, so that way there's a lot more room to work. It's just a head start on it for tomorrow or whenever I go to get ready to pull this motor. I'd like to tomorrow, but I haven't checked the weather. It could be crappy. I'll have to look and see. But we're gonna go ahead and go get started on that. So just a quick little recap here. As you can see, that did not go as planned at all. So we got the 3 bolts out. There's 3 bolts that sit right here. Well, okay, in there. And we got those out on both sides. It was real tight to get into. It wasn't horrible, but it was definitely tight. So that was good. And then I thought that was it to take it off, and I didn't remember that you got these things here, the side braces. So I went to try and take this nut off, and it started spinning inside there, so I just got tired of it and went ahead and hit it with the cutoff wheel. So bumper's off. It's getting pretty late. I don't know how much longer I really want to stay out here. The bumper was my main goal for tonight, so I'm good on that. I might call it a night here, because yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Catch you guys tomorrow. What is up, guys? It is now Sunday here. So everything today kind of took me a little bit more time than I had expected it to. That's kind of my fault. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try and get this main front stuff off here, the transcooler, AC condenser, and the intercooler. I'm gonna try and get all that off, I think, because the transcooler and the AC condenser is mounted to that, and I know there's no transmission fluid in it, and I know the AC doesn't work in it, so theoretically I can cut the AC or the transmission lines and pop the AC lines out, and then disconnect the boost tubes, charge air pipes, whatever you call them, and then I should be able to pull right out, and I can call it a day at that point. So that's what we're going to try and do now. I think that's all that's connected to that. So we're going to go ahead and give that a try and catch up with you after that's done. Guys, it is now Sunday. Last time what we were doing is we were working on getting the AC condenser out and the transcooler and stuff like that, but the way that they have the intercooler designed, it wraps around the radiator. So with that being the case, you're not able to just, you know, pull all that just straight out the front. You do have to try to get stuff ready for dyno day, get the car wrapped up, stuff like that. So we're ready to hop back to this for a little bit here. Gonna start playing with the radiator so we can get this front stuff out of the way, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so as you saw, we have pretty much all of the big stuff off and out of the way here. Now it's just going to be little bits of hoses and wiring and lines and stuff like that that needs to come off. So like, I got the wiring harness that's on the motor, not that it runs much, solenoids, you know, charging systems, power for the cab, the intake I just pulled off. We got the hoses still that go to the heater core inside, just kind of little bits and stuff like that. One thing I have noticed that's going to be kind of irritating is that the motor mount bowl, actually maybe it doesn't. No, you just loosen it, slides up and out. Okay, never mind, that's nice. So I was originally thinking that on the motor mount down there, you had to back the bolt straight out. Well, it backs straight into the starter. Well, it looks like if you just loosen it, there's like a slit in the top of it. And once you loosen it, it'll just come straight up and out. So that's nice. That's a lot nicer, because I thought I was gonna be pretty irritated about that. But other than that, it's just gonna be little bits of wiring and hoses to come off. So that's about it. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on rolling on this. I don't know how much further I'll go, but we'll keep on rolling with it. What is up, guys? We are now back and ready to mess with the dually more. I am pretty sure that I have everything motor-wise disconnected, anything like wire-wise or hose-wise or anything like that to the motor. There's some fuel lines or like fuel hoses that I'm gonna have to disconnect. I haven't gotten to that. And then for the coolant that goes into the heater core, I gotta disconnect that. I think that's it. I'm sure there's going to be a couple little things that I'm missing. That is okay. We will figure that out as the motor starts coming out. I'm going to go ahead and unfortunately start working on this wet ground. Trying to get everything from the transmission disconnected wise. And then once I have all the transmission stuff disconnected, I'll catch up with you guys after that. This is going to be about the crappiest view for you guys just because I'm so close to the ground here working on this. But whoever owned this has contraptions all over this truck for everything. I know you guys can't like tell anything. It's just so close to the ground for me. I mean, you guys can tell. This is just a mess. So with that being said, I'm just gonna kind of, at this point, there's not really like a game plan. I'm just gonna kind of start tearing shit apart. I'm going to start with all sensors and lines going into the trans, I think. Or maybe it'll be whatever mess he has for this trans mount. Maybe I'll do that first, get the trans unmounted from there, and then pull all the sensors and the lines and then the shift linkages. Do you see it? That's a Gatorade bottle. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll catch you guys when we're done. So just a quick update for you guys. Frame's fucked. That's bad. That's really bad. All right, back to work. Alright guys, so I just wanted to catch up with you guys real quick. This truck is so low to the ground, and everything's just a mess, and there's not really anywhere to prop anything up to show you guys what's going on. So I just kind of did it all, and I'm going to go ahead and run back through it real quick what all I did. Basically all I did was I unplugged a bunch of sensors. You can see them all here. Just disconnecting, you know, getting all the wiring stuff off the transmission here. I'm not even gonna mess with these trans fittings. They look so crappy. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. So I'm gonna cut this. This isn't a trans line, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it also because it doesn't want to come out of that shift linkage. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and cut this one right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all that cut, and then I'll catch up with you guys once that's done. All right, guys, so I think we finally got everything all disconnected, I believe. I know, so the motor mounts are still tight. And then I know that I still have a wire on the starter that'll need to come off as well. But other than that, I'm pretty sure everything's disconnected, so let's go ahead and get ready to pull this thing. Alright guys, so as you just seen, we got everything all connected up here. I went ahead and put a bolt through 2 parts of the chain here just so the chain wouldn't come all the way up, because it was kind of a long chain and I couldn't find one that was short enough to where, you know, the jack wouldn't go through the hood trying to pull the motor up and out, you know, high enough. And then I went ahead and also put a bolt here because I'm leaving the transmission connected to the back of the motor. Which means it's going to weigh a whole lot more, so the chain or the motor would try to drop back, and the chain would normally just let it, but I put a bolt there so it won't let it, if that makes sense, because it'll stop it from going back. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and loosen these motor mount bolts up, and then go ahead and get to pulling it out. Alright guys, it is now Sunday. Yesterday did not go as planned at all. It seems like I've pulled a lot of motors, but it seems like this one's almost like an entirely different beast. It sounds so stupid. I know I sound dumb as hell. But honestly, even with the research that I did, as I'm sitting there trying to get this thing out and not able to get it, I'm not the only one that's had this issue. So obviously pulling a motor, normally, you know, you got to wiggle shit around, move stuff around, try to get it clear. That's just how it goes. This one I could not for the life of me get to clear the cowl right here, the top. All right. The top of the valve covers. I was just hitting it. No matter how I wiggled it, the motor mounts wouldn't clear. Remember how I showed you guys, you know, it's got the slot in it, so it slides right out. Just nothing will clear. So I was doing everything. I even looked up, there's people saying they lifted up the cabs, there's people saying they didn't lift up the cabs, there's people saying they took the oil pan off, there's people saying they didn't take the oil pan off, there's people saying that they took the motor mounts off, there's people saying that. So I don't know what the hell they did. I don't know what the key to this is, but I have a buddy, he has all data. I gave him the VIN off of the truck. He sent me a picture of the complete procedure to do this, what we're gonna do. It didn't say anything about taking the cab off, you know, lifting it up, but it's already lifted up. Very half-assedly, but it's up. We're not going to put it back down. We're going to leave it, give us a little bit more clearance. We are going to go ahead and drain the oil out, take the oil pan off, and also take the motor mounts off, just because I'm done pissing around with it. I'm ready to just get the damn thing out and get this truck to the scrapyard or sold to some kid that might want it. I don't know. I'm just done messing around, beating around the bush with it. So, with that being said, let's jump into this and get rolling on this. I put down the camera for a little bit and just kind of knocked a bunch of stuff out. I didn't really knock a whole lot out. Got the oil pan off. I got all the nuts and bolts out. I had to lift up the motor some to be able to get to, not the nuts, the bolts out that were like in between the motor, the oil pan and the cross member. Got that, got those off, lift the motor up more, was able to get the oil pan out. It was definitely very, very tight. I kind of yanked on it. I got the passenger side motor mount bolt off, or out, like not bolt, the whole motor mount. I got that taken off. And then the motor like swung that way, so you can see now that that motor mount clears where it mounts. And hopefully, finally, get this freaking motor out. Alright guys, so as you just saw, we got the motor pulled out of the truck and it's sitting here on the stand now. What I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and pull the bolts out of the starter. I started to and then stopped because I realized I didn't have a camera. Didn't catch back up with you guys after we got the motor pulled. That was just a disaster for no reason. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get the starter pulled so that get the transits connected and get everything inside the shop so we can be done with this. Alright guys, we got the motor in the shop here. What a freaking nightmare. With that being said, I'm very tired. It's been a long weekend messing with this. I'm beyond glad that it's finally done. I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil pan back on it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set it down on some wooden blocks. That way it just makes me feel better. It's not hanging 3 feet in the air off the ground. Just rather it not. Until tomorrow, I will run to the hardware store and get bolts to go to the engine stand to go ahead and mount into the back of that. That way we can get the motor sitting on the engine stand ready to be worked on. This was definitely a big step. I'm glad this is all done. There will be one more Subaru video after this. It's just wrapping up the Dyno Day one. I've been too busy with this. Other people have been too busy to be able to go for a ride in the car with me for me to get video clips for that video. So I'd like to try and do it tomorrow, if not for sure sometime this week. Get that video wrapped up, go ahead and get it posted, and then I will have from now on is Cummins content, which a lot of you guys have definitely been waiting for. So that is going to go ahead and wrap up this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support and the messages that I get from you guys, and just I guess even words of encouragement, asking me what's going on with the Cummins. It really does encourage me more than you think to keep going on this build. There's been bumps in the road, there's been pains in the asses like this, and you guys just help, you know, give me that little bit of oomph. You know, I got people wanting to see this build, I got people wanting to see videos on how this is done and whatnot. So thank you guys for being here and watching my videos. It just helps keep me going more than you realize. Thank you everyone for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you get down there and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment and a like, and I will catch you guys next time.